Hello, people. I posted a video earlier on, a bit of a rant about my own opinion, my freedom of speech, my view to the way it's happening now in this country with the New World Order, and what my opinions are revolving around the Russian allegation that the Russians tried to kill someone in Salisbury with chemicals. Okay, I don't believe this. This is my opinion. I spent some time in St. Petersburg in Russia many years ago. I met Vladimir Putin's translator. I spent a week with this Vladimir Putin's translator. And I got to know a hell of a lot about Vladimir Putin. This translator spent his childhood with Vladimir Putin growing up in St. Petersburg. He also worked with Vladimir Putin in the KGB in every department where Vladimir Putin had risen to the top. In every KGB department. And so he was elected as president, where this translator still worked alongside of him for a certain period of years. And then obviously he went his own way and he was a tour guide. And I met this tour guide and I spent a week. And what fascinates me much about St. Petersburg and Moscow, the architectural beautiful wonders, the ornate carvings on the bridges of gold-leafed statues, and also the Hermitage Museum. But as pretty as Russia is, Vladimir Putin is one man, a patriotic man, an unbelievable lover of Russia and his own people. You just got to look at Russia. It doesn't get the problems that the West gets because of Islam, okay? Islamization. Got a bit tongue-tied there, but that's normal. I'm an old guy, right? But Russia do not have the problems we have. And yet, everything around the world is blaming Russia. It's Russia's fault. It's Russia. Not one shred of evidence. Now, this spy who was supposedly poisoned was in a prison in Russia. Now, he was released and set free. Now, I'm sure if Vladimir Putin wanted him dead, he could have done it in Russia without anybody knowing in the West, without anybody knowing at all. This man could have disappeared. He was living in Salisbury for 8 years. He could have disappeared. Do you think this botched up job is anything to do with Vladimir Putin, the head of Russia, a botched up job that he had over 200 people, scientists, British police, the army, trying to find evidence without one shred of evidence that it was anything to do with Russia? It was a Russian chemical agent that all countries can get hold of. Okay? This was such a far-fetched story about it was the Russians. It was the Russians. And bear in mind, what you got to remember, the world accuses Russia or accuses Vladimir Putin of interfering in elections throughout the world, and yet Vladimir Putin is coming up for re-election. And now we have Theresa May say this was a Russian attack without one piece of evidence. Within 2 hours of this attack in Salisbury, you had Boris Johnson condemning Russia within 2 hours, saying it's the Russians, it was the Russians, without one piece of evidence. Do you know what? We are so lucky Vladimir Putin, who's intelligent and articulate, hasn't flipped his lid and gone absolutely berserk. Another Russian leader might have pressed the button by now, or might have launched some kind of retaliation war. We are so lucky to have Vladimir Putin as a patriot who loves his country. I read a story after World War II. A professor, he said there would be war between Europe and America in Third World War because they would get so frightened of another dictator like Hitler ruling the world, trying to take over the world. And the only country that would stop the World War III would be Russia. This is playing out as fact today, like George Orwell's 1984. The way the world is, okay? It was nothing to do with Vladimir Putin personally or anybody working for Vladimir Putin, this Russian attack in Salisbury. That's fact. There's no proof linking him with it whatsoever. Now, Theresa May, our leader, she's not doing what the people want. The people are not telling her to do this, to react, to involve Russia, to start on Russia. What the people of Britain and England are doing is telling Theresa May to get out of Brexit. to get out of the EU, to stop us paying billions, to stop us being told we will take Islamic fighters, terrorists, refugees. Okay? Some may be innocent, but a lot are guilty, as it's proved when they come into this country, the grooming, the rapes. It's fact. This is not racism, this is fact. I'm a patriot, and I say these words because I'm a patriot. I love my country, but I'm ashamed of my country right now. Right now, I'm ashamed of my country. My England is changed. I saw the best years of this country. So has my past descendants seen the best years of this country. The future, I'm very scared for the future and the future generations of children. Okay, I don't know if YouTube are going to allow this. They took my last one off, I believe. Okay, but this is my channel now. I want you all to subscribe to Ben's channel. Okay, subscribe to my channel. Ben Hur, Charlie Spartacus, John Groves. This is my channel. I want you to subscribe. I want you to share what I have to say here. Every day now, I'm going to be posting videos on YouTube about how I feel and studying the research and the facts surrounding the way England is today, the way Britain is today. Okay? The way we are being led by a leader that we didn't even elect. We tell her to do. We are the power, the people. The people are the power, not the government. We are the power. We are the government. So it's up to us. We elect the governments and we sack the governments. We remove the governments as much as we can elect them. Labour are no better. Jeremy Corbyn is a conspirator with the RAA and is with Islam. All these grooming scandals have been covered up for political votes. They put political votes before children's lives. They put the safety of children below political aims. That's without going into all the scandals. This is clear fact. The way children have been abused and it's been swept under the carpet. They don't have these problems in Russia. Everybody blames Vladimir Putin. They don't have these problems in Russia. Vladimir Putin made a statement. If you want to come to Russia, the minority, you come and accept our laws and our traditions. Do not change the majority. Do not try to change the majority. If you want Sharia law, go to a country where you have Sharia law. What's the problem with that? What is the problem with Donald Trump banning illegal immigrants in his country? Why would you want illegals in your country who are not traceable, or convicts and murderers and rapists and killers? Why is it a crime to be able, when you want to remove these people? Why is it a crime when you want to get these criminals out of your country back to their own countries? Why is it against anybody's human rights? If you are a criminal, you have no human rights. End of. If you take someone's life, you have no rights. If you rape a child, you have no rights. If you terrorize people by acid attacks or knifings, ram cars and trucks running them over, you have no rights. If you kill a British soldier on the streets and you're in prison and you don't like the food because it's not halal, you have no rights. If you wanted your rights, don't do the crime. You didn't need to be in prison, that was your choice. All these people that do these crimes will face the consequences. God will overcome evil. God will always win. Good will always win. All these people, conspirators, the government conspirating with Islam to change the face of England because of the New World Order, pays them to do this. They're changing the life of Britain. They will pay. Wait, there is no free ticket ride. They will not get away with this. You have to pay. End of. Period. Thank you for watching. There will be more videos. Maybe today, tomorrow for sure, and every other day after. Thank you, patriots. God bless England. God save our England. God save our country. Amen.